Now, if you grew up in the Caribbean or in a Caribbean household, you know that around Christmas time can be very busy. Aside from the cleaning and the spring cleaning in Christmas that happens, there's a lot of cooking and baking that goes on. And one common treat that can be seen across the board in Caribbean culture is fruit cake or black cake, depending on what country you're from. Now, what I have in my hand here is the secret ingredient for making this popular dessert, and it is mixed fruits that has been blended up with wine and different fruits. It might be raisin, currant, dates. It varies. Mixed peeled cherry, like depending on your particular taste, people might blend up different things in it. But the common theme is that it is usually soaked in wine for a period of time to make it get all of that flavor to get ready for when it's time for baking. Now, some people might start this process as early as maybe September so that it is good and ready to go for the Christmas time when you start to bake. I actually started this in November, so hopefully it's good enough for this cake. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute. If you have been around for a long while, you know my face. If you're new, welcome. My name is Maggie and welcome to my new series called Food is at Home. In this new series, I want to invite you into my kitchen, show you the process of me kind of going through learning how to make different dishes that I grew up eating, maybe drinks as well. And so yeah, this is also a way of me challenging myself to tap into my culture in food, not just going to restaurants, which many of you might be used to me doing, but also me trying them at home and encouraging you, especially if you're a second or third generation immigrant. You know how hard it is to stay in tune with your culture, especially when you live outside of the country. I currently live in Canada, and so I think a lot of you can relate to what I am saying. Now, I was actually born in Guyana, and my Haitian mother actually learned how to make Guyanese black cake while we were there. Funny enough though, this particular dessert in other Caribbean countries can be referred to as fruit cake or rum cake. And so when we moved to Jamaica, this is what I knew it to be. And so in Jamaica, it's called fruit cake. Some people might call it rum cake. For this episode, I'm going to be attempting to make my uncle's secret fruit cake recipe. He was gracious enough to share it with my husband and I, so I won't be telling you exact measurements for this, unfortunately. Again, what I want people to also understand is that depending on who is cooking, who is baking, you are going to be doing it differently. So I want this to be a no judgment zone. I might do something differently than you. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means we do it differently, and that's fine. So why this recipe means so much to my husband and I is that when we were getting married, this was actually the recipe that he used to make our wedding cake favors, and it hit the spot. It wowed everybody. It blew them out of the waters, and I was like, you know what? I want to try make film on and see what I go and feed. So let us get started, y'all. Come with me into the kitchen now. Let's get baking. If you've ever made a cake from scratch before, then you're already ahead of the game because the steps and the processes are basically the same. I like to start out by having my dried ingredients measured out so that I can put them to the side until I am ready for them. Once again, I won't be sharing any exact measurements because this is a secret recipe. However, there are many blog posts out there and also YouTube videos that you can find with people sharing their exact measurements with you. All in all, depending on the size of the cake, the measurements for everything you use is also going to be different. So get creative and do what works for you. While I'm making this cake, I want to quickly share with you the story of how I fell in love with Christmas black cake or fruit cake, but you can find all of the steps in the description box below, and they will also appear on the screen for your viewing. The holiday season in my childhood weren't marked by lights or carols alone. They were marked by the smell of spices, the sound of my mom's wooden spoon scraping the side of a mixing bowl, and the sight of soaked fruits glistening in dark, syrupy richness. This wasn't just baking. This was tradition. My mom has always been my inspiration for exploring different cultural foods. Despite this cake not being a common dessert in Haitian culture, when we lived in Guyana, she learned how to make it from the locals. There it is called black cake. And here's the thing, baking is personal. Each baker brings their own touch, their own rhythm. What I've come to realize is that across the Caribbean, this cake tells different stories. In Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia, each version carries its spirit of its people, its own choices of rum, its own unique twist. But at its core, it's the same, a labor of love. When we moved to Jamaica, where I spent most of my childhood, she embraced the Jamaican way of making this cake, with its signature flavors from red label wine and Ria Nevi rum. It amazed me how seamlessly she could blend traditions, always staying true to the heart of the recipe while adding her own touch. Growing up, every year around the holidays, our kitchen would transform into what felt like a mini bakery. Mixing bowls scattered across the counter, bottles of wine standing up, and the faint dusting of flour lingering in the air. And then there was the scent. Oh, the scent. Warm spices, nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice dancing through the house. But these cakes weren't just for us. They were my mom's way of showing love. She'd bake dozens of these cakes, carefully wrapping each one and handing them out to co-workers, employees, and church members. Every cake carried her warmth, her care, and a taste of home. So yes, even though this recipe that I'm making today is my uncle-in-law's, I can see so many similarities between his recipe and my mother's. It was all about infusing their own personal touch, their own secret, what you would say, methods of how they did things to accomplish certain results in their cakes. I realized that this is not just about a fruit cake. It's about connection. It's about legacy. And it's about the stories we tell through the meals that we share. So whether you're baking this cake for the first time or the fifth, remember, it's not just about the ingredients. It's about the love you pour into every stir, every fold, and every bite. All right, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Look at my cake. So, this is actually not just freshly out of the oven. You kind of want to have your cake set for a bit, cool as well, before you put some red label wine on top is what I was told to do. So that's what I did. And so, yeah, you can see I have on nails and I never see this before. So we had this rest for a few, and then we put the red label wine on top, let it rest, and now I'm going to actually cut into it and taste. I'm not gonna see what I go on. I'm going to be very honest. If it has the consistency I was looking for, the flavor, and hopefully it matches to my uncle-in-law one. All right, let's cut. All right, y'all, moment of truth. Time for the taste test. So first off, let us look at what the consistency is looking like. Is there moisture? Check. Yeah, it has the feel that we want as well. So far, we do good on that. Now the taste. Make us see what going for the taste. All right. Soft and nice. Flavors did it, man. But let me get an unbiased opinion. Husband, come taste this and tell me. Now, I want to admit, it doesn't taste like Uncle One, but I think we're going with ourselves. What do you think?
So, I like how it moist. I like how you can taste the fruits in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can taste the raisin cranberry. Can taste the fruit wine with say that soak in it.
Yeah, man.
And then the rum as well.
Mm-hmm. It
It's
don't
very
taste
nice,
like
you know,
it
but
don't taste like Uncle One, but I'm telling you something. Is when somebody give you a recipe, there's likely certain things where them probably not gonna tell you fully. I know there was a port wine particular he said that he used. We just didn't know which one. We also didn't use a port wine, so maybe that could help with the taste a bit. It's a matter of preference, I would say, in terms of taste, using your creativity a bit to bring out the flavors that you want. But this is
alright.
it, you know, man, it comes from him testing, experimenting until he found what worked for him and what everybody likes from him. So you might know somebody, they have their own recipe, they make it a different way. That's the beauty of food. Yeah. So overall, what you say?
It is nice, you know.
Let me see. How much your grade with out of 10? What's our grade out of 10?
I'm never good at grades, but like
I gave us 8.
he was 8.
Yeah, I say 8.
I think what I give it a 8 because it's nice. The overall thing, I'm comparing it based on what my uncle make, but it can
Kind of hard.
kind of hard.
I only him have the touch for theme recipe.
Yeah, and
Y'all can relate to somebody like that. If they give you a recipe and you tried it out, it's just not going to taste the same. They have certain techniques they might use, certain ingredients, and also freehand.
I feel be what am I trying to say?
No.
I feel just be biased because like me honestly based on the fruitcakes them that I've ever eaten, prefer my uncle. So even sorry mommy, like yours really can't compare to one.
But you said that's a theme.
Yeah,
Theme
yeah.
lane this so
Yeah,
yeah.
my mother's still, you know, good with her baking.
Yeah.
But fruit cake, no,
Him take it.
Him take it. So
Alright.
I'd probably give us an 8 as well.
Hey, we passed. So y'all, I want you to tell me in the comments, are there any specific techniques that you probably use when you're making your fruit cake? And if you have any techniques that helps you with certain flavors, maybe there are certain wines you use, let me know in the comment section. It doesn't matter which country you're from. If you're someone who makes fruit cake or black cake and you want to share, let us talk in the comment section below. Until next time, bye y'all. Testing, testing, testing. After me, step out in a me black and I me mic check. Almost started.
Hello. We are approaching Christmas. You know what that means, baby. Christmas Eve. Shut up.
Why you have a Trini accent? Why you have a Trini accent, babe? Action, take 2.